All right, let's circle back to this conversation that's looking at the developments in the Madlanga Commission. Professor Jacob Mofokeng, independent security analyst, is joining us live now. Prof, I do hope it's a better line to you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. So, if one looks at once again what has come out today in the Madlanga Commission, for example, the Operation Takedown, as it has now been termed, it's that the issue of synchronicity as far as the SAPS and the Hawks is concerned is quite crucial, especially when you listen to what could have possibly gone wrong if things had escalated between these two, especially during that Operation Takedown.
Good evening, Swangila, and good evening to SABC viewers. Indeed, what has been submitted at Madlanga Commission is an indication of a lack of communication and interaction between the SAPS as well as the Hawks. It was for that particular reason that the commissioners, asked whether there were or there are tensions between the two entities, of which, General Gora indicated that no, he is enjoying relationship with those that are on the other side. And then, but he did allude to the fact that, there are simmering tensions in some quarters, then of which he did not indicate which quarters. Probably, it has been established for years that specialized units as well as general, police officials, they have been, a fight over certain types. So it could have been the reason why, General Lebia, Brigadier Mokwena, and then all other, senior officials, did not see a necessity to be able to consult with the local South African Police Service. We are aware that there was a time where even, Captain Kruger had to be instructed to live here in Pretoria and then to go to, to where Molefe's home is, indicated that it's a waste of time, waste of resources, and more so, many individuals were called to not even, be informed that there are others that were also heading towards the same place.
So, Prof, how do you begin then to marry the two? And I ask this because when you listen to, for example, witness A, witness B at the time, it's very clear that at some point you do need to conceal certain matters while you are working on investigations, but collaboration at some point becomes important, and yet there is a concern that they then raise about some of the rogue elements within some of these units that could actually jeopardize investigations. So how do you do it in such a way that is not going to jeopardize investigations, but then it leads to a bit more of a collaboration?
Well, in this case, I think a proper communication, it was supposed to be, done, especially on the side of the Hawks, to check whether indeed that kind of operation was legit. Then secondly, there has been a lack of trust, amongst police officials, even those that are within, working within the SAPS, because of a leak of information, corruption, and for that reason, that's why we are having a Madlanga Commission. I think what could have happened is for, General Bia to be able to liaise with the provincial commissioner, to be able to indicate that, well, this is what is happening, are you aware of such kind of, touchdown operations? So better communications, collaborations, it's a way to go. That's the reason why, Commissioner Kumalo, highlighted that there could have been a possibility where these officers could have, shot at each other, of which it was really unnecessary for such kind of high profile, cases where, entities cannot speak to each other.
So, Prof, then on a separate matter, right, that's currently taking place in the ad hoc committee, the CFO has just wrapped up, and there is an issue, though, that, a number of issues, but this one in particular, for example, it speaks about some decisions that are being made as far as procurement is concerned, and we hear that there's irregular expenditure that's taking place all over and disciplinary outcomes that appear to be a slap on the wrist. This is not good for an organization that is meant to maintain law and order.
Yeah, indeed, Lieutenant General Dimpane actually was at pains to be able to explain the road as well as the, how the tendencies, even those that are from senior management, to be able to downplay the seriousness of irregularities within the system, where such, you find that in a case of even serious irregular, expenditures, as well as those that we can, indicate as embarrassment of tender processes, individuals will be given written warning and or final warning. And then for that reason, then she did indicate to the portfolio committee that, there is a forensic investigation, that is looking into these challenges of tender, which is underway and is towards conclusion to be able to come with, possible recommendations, of which the ad hoc committee is looking forward to be provided with that kind of information, because we are talking about a huge amounts of monies that General Dimpane has been indicating that there has been those kinds of people just overlooking and overriding
Yeah.
procedures, even though she alluded to the fact that there are proper mechanism as well as controls within the system, but it's individuals within this particular SEM
All right.
environments that are overlooking these procedures.
Prof, appreciate your time. It's an ongoing story. Let's see then what tomorrow holds for us. Thank you so much for your time. Professor Jacob Mofokeng, Independent Security Analyst.